Another day, another video where things just do not add up when it comes to this whole Trump rally incident, when it comes to the suspect being Thomas Matthew Crooks. So what I am going to do is play this video right here and make sure you listen very closely. This man that this news channel is interviewing, his home is where Thomas Matthew Crooks parked his van in front of before Thomas Crooks went off into the Trump rally to cause that incident. I am going to play the video right now, so again, make sure you listen very closely.
Hey, Martha. Sorry, I didn't know if you were tossing to me. I couldn't tell yet. But okay, I'm going to talk to him right now. I'm going to bring him in. This is Billy Toma, Martha, who we've been talking to. We actually met him out there at the scene yesterday. He lives right near where this all happened at that rally. And you also recorded some video. As we see now, the suspect's van was parked right in your street. And they all kind of had it closed off, Martha, because they didn't want people from the rally to park on your street. So then you knew this guy's car wasn't supposed to be there. Walk me through what you saw.
So I came home a little bit before 5. Saw it parked there. Didn't really think too much of it. It was the only spot in the whole yard or the whole road that wasn't blocked off. So later on in the night, everything happened, and we got home, and we were sitting there and saw cops all lined on the street. So whenever we looked out, we walked outside and saw them opening up his vehicle and everything. When the cop opened it, everybody else jumped back and was trying to stay out of the way. Here I am worried about it blowing up or whatever's going on. So,
I mean, to find out that this happens and the former president gets shot nearly right in the head, almost assassinated across the street from your house, and then to find out that the gunman's car was possibly parked right in front of your house. How many cops are we talking about that were out there surrounding this van? And was there a license plate on the back of that van?
There was probably 5 to 10 cars out there, and there was an Arizona plate on the van. And there was probably 15 cops altogether, all outside of the van.
Police arriving to the scene.
Like I said, whenever the one opened up the door, the rest of them all jumped back, trying to stay out of the way.
This white van has explosives in it. They say this white van belongs to Thomas Matthew Crooks. The only problem is Thomas Matthew Crooks owns and drives a white Hyundai Sonata. News ran articles saying prior to Thomas Matthew Crooks supposedly attending this Trump rally, he was seen driving around different towns in Pittsburgh, going to different stores in his white Hyundai Sonata. So now you can no longer find any current news articles talking about this white van. It's now they have found explosives inside Thomas Matthew Crooks' car. So then what happened to the videos and the news stories of this white van with Arizona license plates? I would love to see the video footage that this homeowner had taken of Thomas Matthew Crooks' van, because he says something rather important. He says the van's license plate had Arizona license plates. Thomas Matthew Crooks, of course, is not from Arizona. He lived with his parents in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Did he swap out license plates with another car before he conducted this mission? He had to have known this was an end-of-life mission, that he was not coming back from this. And if he did indeed swap license plates with another car, then why isn't that individual speaking out that their license plates had changed? So now we have a van with all these explosives in it that they are saying belongs to Thomas Matthew Crooks, yet the license plate of the van belongs to a state that Thomas Matthew Crooks does not reside in. Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, where Thomas Matthew Crooks had resided with his parents, is a suburb within the Pittsburgh metropolitan area. So it's a suburb within Pittsburgh. Now that's going to be very important. If this van does not connect to Thomas Matthew Crooks by state, I then wondered if this van could connect to another man who I believe is the one responsible for what took place at Trump's rally. So I was searching news articles that had contained Maxwell Yearick's name. I found this one news article from WTAE, which shows Maxwell Yearick's photo along with another accomplice. This article goes all the way back to April 11th, 2017. The title of this article happens to be Pittsburgh Trump Protesters Sentenced to Jail Time. While this article was updated in 2017 to reflect Maxwell Yearick's sentencing along with his accomplice, this incident involving Maxwell Yearick took place in 2016 while Trump was rallying in Pittsburgh. While he was giving a speech in Pittsburgh, Maxwell Yearick started to assault the crowd. He was protesting Trump, and then he was arrested. Trump was just a candidate running for president in 2016 when he was giving this speech in Pittsburgh. Maxwell Yearick has a history of violence when it comes to Trump's Pittsburgh rallies? Well, it's very easy for Maxwell Yearick to attend these Pittsburgh rallies because Maxwell Yearick lived in Perry South, Pittsburgh. Bethel Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where Thomas Matthew Crooks is from, and Perry South, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where Maxwell Yearick is from, both belong in the same county, Allegheny County. Isn't that just such a weird coincidence? Now, I do want to say, because I do have to say, that this video is for entertainment purposes only. When I say Maxwell Yearick is the suspect, I am only saying he is the suspect behind this incident at Trump's rally. As of right now, there is no concrete proof that Maxwell Yearick attended this rally. There is no concrete proof that Maxwell Yearick had done anything wrong on July 13th, 2024. The only reason why I am using Maxwell Yearick's name is because this is the name originally given, this is the photo originally given by news and media before investigators accidentally slipped up and they said they collected DNA at the scene, and what returned almost instantly was Thomas Matthew Crooks' DNA. So if they go back now and say, oops, we slipped up, it was actually Maxwell Yearick who was at the scene, then who was Thomas Matthew Crooks? Where did you get that DNA from? Well, Thomas Matthew Crooks, like I had said, was going to be used in another agenda. I do believe still that October surprise, that school pow-pow surprise, because again, Thomas Matthew Crooks' MO connects to somebody who would do a school pow-pow. Maxwell Yearick's MO connects to somebody who would take their anger out on Trump because he already has that history. Wouldn't it make more sense that Thomas Matthew Crooks would take out a school, given the fact he was bullied and made fun of, had no friends, he was a loner? He would take his revenge out on that school and people connected to that school, teachers like we have previously seen in these other school pow-pow events, as opposed to taking his revenge out on Donald Trump. Given the fact that people who have spoke out on Thomas Matthew Crooks' behalf has stated Thomas Matthew Crooks was a staunch conservative. Not only that, his family had signs of Trump outside their home. So I'll tell you what I think happened. I strongly believe that these two men were patsies. Two agendas had accidentally crossed paths, and now there is no going back. Now they quickly have to build a narrative for Thomas Matthew Crooks. If a school pow-pow event does indeed still happen in October, remember who the original suspect was meant to be. They were building up Maxwell Yearick to be the fall guy of what took place on July 13th. His history is there. He has a violent history when it comes to Trump's Pittsburgh rallies. And again, I am not saying that's Maxwell Yearick on the roof, but what I am saying, it strongly looks like Maxwell Yearick prone on the roof. That does not look like Thomas Matthew Crooks. The forehead between Thomas Matthew Crooks and whoever that is prone on the roof is different. So somebody fumbled the bag big time when it came to this agenda. They are just getting sloppier and sloppier and sloppier. What scares me is that they are getting so sloppy, it looks like they don't even care anymore. Yes, they were sloppy when it came to 9/11, but they were able to achieve everything they set out to achieve. They were sloppy when it came to the C-19, but when it comes to this event right here, they were extra sloppy. Like I said, it looked like they did not even care to cover up anything properly. So now they are saying before Thomas Matthew Crooks attended this rally and caused this incident at this rally, Thomas Crooks made a few stops. He made a series of stops in and around Pittsburgh. He went to a shooting range where he was a member and practiced firing, a law enforcement official told CNN. The next morning, Crooks went to a Home Depot where he bought a 5-foot ladder and a gun store where he purchased 50 rounds of ammunition. So my question is, do any of these locations, does Home Depot, does this ammunition store, does this shooting range have any video footage of Thomas Matthew Crooks doing any of these said things? This article also says that Thomas Crooks was driving around in his car, a Hyundai Sonata. Then what was that van parked in front of that home with all those explosives in it? Like I said, they were super sloppy when it came to this story. Nothing makes sense whatsoever. The only thing that does make sense is that agendas were crossed. One agenda, one man was accidentally the suspect of another agenda, and now they can no longer use Thomas Matthew Crooks. So I wonder what has become of Thomas Matthew Crooks. How big is the coincidence that we have two men from the same county, only 30 minutes apart, both name dropped as the suspect behind this incident at Trump's rally? The one man they did confirm that they had the DNA of, his background does not match what took place on July 13th. But the other man, whose social media has been oddly white, his background matches. The more I dig, the deeper I go. I am just finding Triceratops poop. Nothing here makes sense, and everything stinks. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.